If you don't mind me asking, how long have you guys been friends? You're so different from one another, but you get along really well.
Ella and I have been friends for several years now. We started out as time patrollers at first, and never really did much. But then at some point, she started getting ambitious, and I was the first person she recruited to her cause. Nowadays, I accompany her during most of her little adventures. She has always been a strange girl to me, and it's not often that I can figure out what she's thinking. But she's a great friend nonetheless, and I'm quite happy to know her. What about you? Did you come here with anyone?
I have an older sister and a few friends back home, but I didn't bring anyone. I'm, not really supposed to be going to different worlds making our existence known.
Yeah, I bet. The last thing anyone would expect to hear is that some elf was out here casually passing through worlds.
Wait just a moment. Were you sleeping this entire time?
Let's not forget that I got blown up by a walking piece of bubble gum. I've never taken an explosion to the face like that before. Of course your girl needed some rest. First things first, Redhead. You're the one who brought us here. I know that much. If it's magic you're working with, you owe me some clothes.
Oh, sorry. I'll try to do something about that. Are you ready? For more complex magic like clothing someone, I have to use my staff.
Yeah, sure. Just try not to vaporize me or something.
What did you say?
I just said that I'm ready. Go for it.
All right, I'll get started. Red Ribbon Berserker, you may want to distance yourself a bit.
You could just call me by my name, you know.
Here goes.
Well, I have to admit I'm impressed.
I can conjure things according to my memory, and that spell itself was one I made up. Sorry for blowing you up, Red Ribbon Assistant.
Oh, come on. I thought only May was gonna get that weird code name treatment.
Well, that's what you get for throwing me under the bus, you crazy bitch.
Your opinion on the state of my sanity has been taken into consideration, and it is for that reason that I have to leave our navigation up to you for now. What do you suggest?
Well, for starters, we happen to be in a world separate from our own. I'd imagine the logical thing to do from here is go back to it. Besides, I think I've had my fill of magic by now and could use a shower and a change of clothes.
Well, that's fine by me. It kinda sucks because I like the look of this world and wanted to see more of it. But I guess we have screwed around here long enough. And there's only one person who could take us back.
Why are you guys looking at me like that?
She's saying that only you can help us go back.
Oh, well in that case, you can count on me. This portal here will bring you guys right back to where I warped you from. It, too, uses my memory to do so. The only problem is that since I'm not entirely recharged, you're going to drop from a large height. So, you should be prepared for that if possible.
You made absolutely no effort to land properly.
I tried. All jokes aside, though, we need to get some answers. I was under the impression that our own organization betrayed us, but it sounds like there was a third party at play.
Be realistic, Ella. Our time in the Time Patrol made it clear that the general public is aware of the Red Ribbon Army already. Step told me that people already know about your affiliation and your ranking as well, so we're certainly not as covert as you might think. In fact, she told me you had already been building a reputation as some sort of assistant. Therefore, that third party can be literally anyone, and I don't believe it's worth our investigation.
I do have a reputation nowadays for what information I aim to provide. I wanted to build a team around my goal and include you as my right-hand woman eventually. But I guess I just didn't plan things out.
Then perhaps that's exactly what we should do. return home and plan this out. Since returning from Steps World, I've been getting exhausted anyway, not to mention the fact that it's already daylight again. Failure to sleep well won't help the mental gymnastics we'll be going through either, so let's just meet tomorrow afternoon after sufficient rest.
Don't move. If you do, it'll be harder for me to finish the job. So do us both a favor and cooperate.
What the hell are you trying to pull? Let me go!
Not happening. You told me that once. Now quit struggling and just let this happen.
I'm sure you're a nice girl and all, but with all due respect, I don't swing that. Wait a minute!
You can relax now. I only brought you back to my world.
I appreciate your hospitality. Unfortunately, relaxing is going to be pretty difficult with someone's knockers on my head. Whatever you want from me, I'm going to have to ask you to make it quick. I'm supposed to be meeting with May for something important.
I know that. We have something we need to talk with you about, too. That's why she's over there.
So she dragged you here too, huh?
Yes, she did. She even broke into my home to do it.
She must have really gotten on your nerves. You even sound different.
I transformed into a Super Saiyan on impulse, and I shot her at least 12 times. And before I knew who my intruder was, she regenerated. The holes I shot through her just closed right up. And worst of all, she didn't even bleed. I told you once before that she wasn't human, and in her world she claims to be an elf. But I think when she's in our world, she's a different being entirely.
Try to relax, May. I already know she's a magic bubblegum monster. We learned about those in the Time Patrol, remember? She's the same race as Boo. When I heard what she described to you back on that island, it clicked then and there. That also explains her magic. If she's an elf in her world, coming to ours would logically make her a Majin. They're the only ones besides the demon race who could use magic, and she isn't a Kai or something. More importantly, she's a magical girl that we've made friends with. It's way better that she be on our side than work against us, because she's not weak by any means. Physically speaking, I wouldn't put it past her being stronger than the both of us despite her preference for magic. She wouldn't be able to do any disciplined martial arts like me, but that body of hers is a lot stronger than it looks when it comes to a fight. Combine that with the ability to stretch her limbs, and we've got a genuine threat on our hands.
When you acknowledge these things so casually, it certainly does wonders for calming my concerns.
I'm happy that you're feeling better, and I'm glad that you would even consider the idea of being friends with me at all. But I brought you both here to tell you the truth about the world that you two come from. Rather, the truth about the world that you believe you come from.